another great session at Orbit this week. My name is Stefan, and today we'll be talking about accelerators and grants. And with me, I have two great guest speakers today. One is Blake, program manager at Outlier Ventures, one of our accelerators run out of the UK, and Isaac, MD at Techstars, one of the accelerators here out of Seattle. And then we'll address some of the grant opportunities as well, in case you're working on some great ideas, but you didn't make it into an accelerator yet. We'll be there to support you. So today's session, first of all, let's have a look back at what's happened in last year. A lot of amazing stuff, of course, as you guys have seen in the last couple of sessions, probably, where Lucas talked about hackathons. This session is sort of like focused on what accelerator programs are looking for in startups, how funding happens. We'll talk a little bit more about some cool projects that came out of the accelerator programs. But overall, as you can see, we've been investing very heavily in accelerator programs and will continue to do so. Here are some of the 4 major accelerator programs that we've kicked off in the last year. And we have more than 50 teams either in process or in programs running live right now. Today, we'll be talking a little bit more in detail about what Outlier Ventures experience has been in the last couple of months, their recommendations, and then we'll jump into Techstars, who is currently actively recruiting for new applications. And so with that, I'll pass it on to Blake. Blake, walk us through what are some of your findings. You started, I think it's about 5 months ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Stefan, thank you for having me and for a great introduction. We started about 5 months ago, and what 5 months it has been. But before we dive into lessons learned, our experience of accelerating Filecoin, IPFS, and Protocol Labs stack projects, I want to first explain a bit more about Outlier Ventures and the program itself. So Outlier Ventures has been one of the first European investors to invest heavily in crypto and tokens since 2013. And we have 8 years of investing experience in the open data economy, from Ocean Protocol to Kudos, Fetch AI, which is an open tokenized decentralized machine learning network, as well as Secret Network with privacy by design. Essentially, we've been in that space longer than anybody else. And we've condensed 8 years of our investment experience into a 3 months, fully virtual, fully remote acceleration program that was very successful. And then we teamed up with Protocol Labs to create a program dedicated to startups that are leveraging Filecoin, IPFS, libp2p, or any other part of Protocol Labs stack in their tech. Protocol Labs have been extremely helpful in helping us identify the key opportunities that stem from this technology, which is so much more than just storage, and essentially identify trends that we outline as financialization of the open data economy, NFT experience and metaverse persistence, and Cloud 2.0, decentralized storage and compute. So how do we help those startups? We provide them with expert support from our in-house specialists from all areas of business, from tokenomics to token design, distribution, governance, community building, legal, hiring, operations, anything you can really think of that can be a challenge in your Web3 project. Next slide, please. So to tell you more a bit about the project, the program that is ongoing now, it has been great, and partially it's thanks to Protocol Labs, who put us in touch with an amazing network of mentors. We always consider network to be the key strength here at Outlier Ventures. However, certainly this time we got some extra support from founders that have experienced previous successes with that technology, Filecoin or IPFS, and have a very strong give back mentality and are able to actually teach a new generation of entrepreneurs. So a couple of lessons or maybe findings that we've had through that experience. Typically the teams coming to us that we picked 9 teams from about 300 applications. So all of them got their due diligence. However, the best of the best that we ended up selecting, typically they're quite technical teams that are looking to create a scalable business, attract capital, and our key strength is fundraising as well as tokenomics. They might have a gap between creating a great MVP, sometimes even with some traction, and hitting the market. And they need support with commercialization, custom go-to-market strategy, as well deciding who to hire and maybe finding the right people to help them with other non-technical areas such as community. We also help them out a lot with tokenomics and token design. We have some great support from Protocol Labs on that front as well. And we rely on our network of partners, including mentors, alumni in the Basecamp portfolio from the sphere of the open data economy, as well as investors. And there is quite several big ticket investors interested in the Filecoin Basecamp program cohort that are also actively mentoring them. So we like to think that we're evergreen. We invest through bear and bull market. We like to think that we have a very complementary alumni stack around data economy and data marketplaces, from compute to multi-party computation. So before I move on to several examples from the cohort, essentially, I encourage you to reach out, discuss your project. We are recruiting all across the cycle for the next cohort program. And we've helped about 70 companies in our portfolio raise over 170 million in seed capital just in the last 18 months. You can reach out to me directly or book an office hours call with us on the website. Now, I would love to share some of the examples without picking any favorites, but examples that I think to some extent represent the themes that I explained earlier. Stefan, if I can ask you for the next slide. One of the projects in the cohort, and following in the trade in the footsteps of OpenSea adapting NFT storage, they just love IPFS and Filecoin in context of their big NFT assets. They're called Zone. Essentially, they have a concept of augmented reality rooms or zones that you can own. You can host events in there, and you can display all of the NFTs that you have, whether it's art or other collectibles, but the zone itself is also an NFT asset. Essentially, they have this very cool narrative about the post-apocalypse club where the world has ended and there are separated islands floating around the metaverse within those zones. And using your phone, you can project a portal and transport yourself, your friends, your colleagues, your business partners into a meeting area that allows you to showcase your NFT in the space. Stefan, can I ask for the next slide?
Very, very cool, very cool. NFTs are hot these days, huh?
Oof, muy fuego. Functionland, something less, maybe less NFT facing.
Sorry,
no worries.
Fast here.
So Functionland is essentially a hardware and a software play combined, coming out of Canada. These guys, a very experienced team with loads of entrepreneurial experience, they want to put a piece of blockchain on every desk, and not just any blockchain. Essentially, they want to enable personal Filecoin mining machines, as well as trying to invent a new paradigm in which you can exchange your storage capability as part of a smaller cooperative. So that way I can back up your photos or photos of my neighbor just in case anything happens. And this software and hardware component, the plan is to open up the gates to personal validator nodes one day. So we're really excited about this project, and there is a great team executing behind it. Glitter is a project coming out of Shenzhen, China, and it's using IPFS to essentially create a version of the internet content that never dies, also based on the old infrastructure of RSS feeds. So it's a great crossover between Web3 and Web2. That would allow circumventing any censorship efforts, would enable true data ownership and provide universal accessibility, and would be maintained and owned by the users of the network, which we call the guardians of the internet, as well as enable other protocols to build to connect to the centralized app on this network that gives unprecedented access to content that never dies. And last but not least, a more fintech-facing example coming out of Ireland, led by two great founders, one of them experienced Dell engineer, the other one from JP Morgan, that noticed that based on the PSD2 and Open Banking Directive, they can offer opt-in personal banking data sets to financial institutions. And in the words of some large financial players, to them, in the current European environment, opt-in data sets are a compliance slam dunk. And basically, unbanks understood that your personal banking data is very valuable, and they give you an opportunity in a very private, secure, and effective way, monetize that data any way you want to through a data union. So I want to thank you for your attention. Hope you found those examples interesting, and we really appreciate the team up we have with Protocol Labs, because we believe this collaboration will be a source of many great projects to come, and cannot wait to hear about your Web3 startups and advise you how to take it to the next level.
Thank you, Blake. Great overview. Also, what's always interesting to see is that you have sort of a wide range from just software, application tooling, DeFi, and also like hardware, right? Fully integrated hardware solutions. I thought that was great to see. Definitely in the last year, what we've seen is sort of like the evolution as well of what type of applications are being built on Filecoin. And this is just like another testament of that, which is great. Now, moving on to Isaac at Techstars. This is your first accelerator for Filecoin. Tell us a little bit more about what Techstars has been focused on and how startups can benefit from accelerate like this at Techstars.
Great. Well, thanks, Stefan and Blake. Those are some awesome looking companies. I'm excited to see how they do. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are in the world. And thank you, Stefan and the Filecoin Protocol Labs folks for hosting us. And I guess happy anniversary on 1 year on the mainnet. It's tremendous. My name is Isaac Kato. I'm the managing director of the new Filecoin Techstars Accelerator program. We are the new kids on the block, so to speak here. But I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've started 2 companies. I've run 3. I've had, as of a few weeks ago, 3 successful exits. I was a VC for about a decade, and I've been a long-time angel investor. And my own exposure to the crypto world goes back to 2013 when I brought the Bitcoin miners to my green data center in Iceland that I'd started, and so I've been following the space since then. So Filecoin Techstars Accelerator is I believe the newest Filecoin focused accelerator, but Techstars itself has been around for quite a while. If you don't know who we are one of the biggest venture accelerators in the world. We have today around 50 programs running globally. Some of them are city programs, like the Seattle one that I also run, but we also have vertically specific programs like the Filecoin one. If I were to boil down what we offer founders, it's really simply this: we dramatically increase your odds of finding entrepreneurial success. And Techstars has been doing it for the last 15 years. So far, well over 2,700 companies have gone through the programs that we offer, and they have a lot of success. So if you take your typical startup math, which is that most startup companies fail, most Techstars alums find some degree of success, and quite a few of them find quite a lot. Our companies have raised over $16.5 billion of capital. There are today at least 15 or 20 unicorns. But that success is also widely distributed. So if I look at the Seattle program, for example, 120 companies have gone through over the last 12 years, and 75% of those companies are either still in business or have exited. So we do a really nice job of helping our companies find entrepreneurial success. And at the core of it all is mentorship. So we are a mentor-driven program. One of the first things that happens when you come into a Techstars program is that you're matched with 3 to 5 lead mentors who tend to be either serially successful entrepreneurs themselves or subject matters around a particular function or industry. And they work very closely with you throughout the course of the program, and often long beyond that. In this program specifically, you get the best of all worlds. You get the best of Techstars traditional mentorship around, we're not quite there yet, best 0 to 1 startup practices combined with specific blockchain and crypto mentorship from the Protocol Labs and Filecoin ecosystem folks, and covering topics like you'd expect around tokenomics, token design, the legal and jurisdictional governance issues that are unique to the crypto and blockchain space, and of course all the decentralized tech stacks and ecosystems. So you'll kind of get the best of all worlds in that case. And certainly a big part of the experience is The mentorship combined with, though, also just an explosion in your network of investors, of all the Techstars alums, prospective hires, prospective customers and partners. And for many founders who go through the program, they'll never have an opportunity like that to basically 100x their relevant networks. As Stefan said, we're taking applications now through December 1st. And the program itself will run from March 21st through June 16th of 2022. We're based in Seattle, but it's remote optional, so you don't ever have to show up. If you do, we have great space here, and we will run the program on a hybrid basis, but we have a lot of experience running a remote accelerator since we've done it quite successfully over the last couple of years. And in terms of the types of companies we're looking for, well, we're pretty broad. My baseline is I am looking for remarkable founders who have the vision, the grit, and the capability to build world-changing companies. And of course, we're looking for people who are building on and around Filecoin and IPFS, but we'll look at any sector, whether it's DeFi or NFT or metaverse or novel storage services or Web2 companies that are moving into the decentralized space to take advantage of all the infrastructural incentive benefits that can offer. So we cast a pretty wide net in terms of the types of companies that we're looking for. And the best way to figure out if you're a good fit is to come and talk to us. So you can see the URL where you can both start an application and request office hours. I'm pretty widely available, and I'd love to chat with you. And if you can't see that here, just do a search for Filecoin Techstars Accelerator. It'll come up quickly. The other way, and next slide, please, Stefan. The other way to get to know a bit about us is we've been running a series of fireside chats and AMAs with various folks in and around the Filecoin ecosystem. Stefan, you and I did one not too long ago, and the next one that's coming up is with Juan Bennett, the founder and CEO of Protocol Labs, and he and I are going to chat about where he sees interesting opportunities for disruption and innovation and great places for startup companies to go and play in and around this world. So I hope you'll join us. It's on October 26th at 5 p.m. USA Pacific. There's a registration link there. Otherwise, chase me down and we'll make sure you get it. But we'd love to chat with you. If you're looking to find success for your startup, this is a great place to come. So thank you for the time. Thanks, Stefan.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Isaac. And I know we have to wrap it up, but first of all, great examples, awesome opportunities to apply. And if you don't make it into the Accelerator programs, no worry, we have grants for you. We can help your business. We have micro grants of $5,000 and open grants up to $50,000. Please apply on GitHub for Filecoin or IPFS. And then last but not least, we also have research grants. If you're working on something bigger, more long-term focused, Marco, maybe you can give like a 10-second overview on that, and then we'll wrap it up today.
Remember grants.protocol.ai. So if you're a researcher, wish to work on Filecoin on any related technology, like maybe blue sky technology or anything that's remote related to what we are doing, check the website and we have interesting grants for you. Thanks so much.
That's awesome. So as always, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Please apply. Whether it's a grant or an accelerator, we're here to support you and help you build that billion-dollar business. And remember, this is just the start. Let's get going. Thanks, everyone.